No.
Yeah.
Okay. Today we're going over some of these Logitech purchases I made. Again, for the kids, Christmas gifts to use with their PCs, and so they don't, argue over whose is whose. I got them a couple mice and a couple keyboards here, and so we're just going to look over them. And I think we'll look over at the mice. This one is the Logitech G602. And this one costs $20 during the holidays and is normally $60. And it's a pretty, I would say it's a pretty light mouse. There's no place to put in extra weight. And this one goes from 250 DPI to 4000 DPI. So it's a nice, it's a really good mouse. It's a good gaming mouse. As you can see, it's wired. I have it wired up here. So that's a great mouse to start off with. It has buttons on the sides for your thumbs. It has a nice wheel here, smooth, and I think the grip is pretty good too. So, and there's a screenshot of it, when you open it in the Logitech gaming software on your PC. And that's mainly where you can do more customization and, kind of tell the buttons how you want them to be mapped. So mapping is like, telling one of your buttons to be like the Alt key or the Control key, any key on the keyboard. Really, you could sync up to the mouse. Okay, and then next we have, I would call this a higher edition, is the Logitech G602. Now this one actually comes with weights. It has 11 programmable buttons, and it goes from 200 DPI to 12,000 DPI. And it's got a super spin mouse wheel. So I'm guessing you can change things pretty quickly. And one of these buttons probably changes the DPI on the fly, because you can have 5 settings. So again, it has a nice spot for you to rest your thumb while you're playing. And why don't you show them, with your hand. And that's my son's hand, so I think it fits his hand pretty nicely too. And I'm sure as he grows, it'll stay comfortable. And here's the here's the weights. Can open that. Here, can you try opening that? You can put down the mouse. Yeah, so here's the weights that come with the G602, so you can get the mouse a little heavier. And why don't you, okay, you can close that up. Why don't you pick up those two mice? And can you tell a difference pretty quickly on quality or weight or?
Yeah, this one has a bit of like rest spot right here.
Yeah.
Because for this one, it's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as much right there.
Would you say one's lighter than the other to start off, or?
Yeah, this one might be a little lighter than this one.
Okay.
So.
I also noticed on the cords, there's a difference here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's more of a rope cord compared to this one, which is the normal old school rubber type. And both of them have a pretty good length. As you can see, I can't really unwind them all. The cables are always fun. Actually, I got one more mouse for comparison, but I can do that later. So yeah, why don't we look at this real quick? You can, this is software. So this is, how you can modify things. I'm sure if you can see, what the buttons are already pointed to over there. Okay, so yeah, all these Logitech devices now come with a cool little, LED. I kind of like that. Kind of shows them off cool. All right, and moving on, we're going to go over to this Logitech keyboard. This is the G410. It's a mechanical keyboard. I'll click so you can hear the noise. I don't think it's too crazy loud, but this one was originally $90 and I got that one for $60. So as you can see with the Logitech devices, you can set up the keyboards for color patterns. So here it's kind of set up for like a first person game where you can use the AWSD keys to run forward and backwards, and then it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess if you want to change your weapons out, it just gives you a quick view if you lose your spot on the keyboard for some reason. But I think it's nice. It's cool. And this one also comes with a little thing you can pull out. That's if you have a mobile phone. So you set it in there like that. You can set the mobile phone in there, and you can download some software for Logitech as well with that one. Okay, and then why don't we, can you bring over that other keyboard, Alex, and show that? I would call this one Big Brother, because it's the Logitech G910. And that one was originally $180, and I got that one for $90. So you can see how much money you can save, over the holidays. You can save quite a bit of money, if you get in if you watch the sales and get in at the right time. Oh, you give me that USB cable for that. Plug this one in. So this one's got a little thicker cable. We'll put that in there. So as you can see, they have the Alienware PCs. Also got those on the cheap side. I mean, they'll be good enough for the games they want to play. Okay, and here's the startup of the Logitech G910. See, it shows how many different colors it can have. It's pretty cool. And then on the whoops, stop pressing things. Okay, I was going to say on the screen you can kind of see it's going to show you what you can do with your keyboard. Now, for some reason the mouse won't work. So we're going to Alt-Tab. Okay, so there's your setup for the Logitech G910 keyboard. And it even has a firmware update. So that's what's very cool about all this stuff nowadays. You can update the firmware, make things better, without leaving your home. So that's cool. And for some reason though, that killed the mouse that was on there. So I don't know what happened with that. But this keyboard also has the pull out for your phone, so you can put your software in there. It's got can turn the lights on and off right there. This one also has it. Oh, that's why, because I unplugged the mouse. That's why it's not working, because I had two keyboards in at one time. For you super gamers out there, you want to have two keyboards in at the same time. Oh, there we go. Right away, that's what I like, that Logitech software. Shows you which device you have in, has a nice picture. And you can also, I also need to update that firmware. Oh yeah, you can see the rope cord better in there. They give you quite good details on all the buttons you have to use right there on the screen. So that's cool. Alright, and there was one more mouse I wanted to show you, and I'm going to go get that now. Let's see. Okay, and here's the third mouse that I bought over the holidays. This one's actually for myself. I use it for work and just basic activities, but I think this mouse could be really good for a game like World of Warcraft, or you know, a lot of other games. I mean, that you don't necessarily need that exact twitch, you know, response time. But that is the Logitech G602. That was only originally $40, but I still got $15 off. So, you know, every little bit of money you save on your hardware, and you can buy more games, or you know, or really thinking about it, you can buy the necessities of life, like more food. That's actually the way I think of things. $15 I could buy 3 meals, you know, so that's important. So this one is wireless. The G602 is wireless. It is heavy right off the bat, and I would say that has a lot to do probably with the battery. It's got multiple buttons on the side. It's got 6 on the side, so that's why I would say it's more likely an MMO type mouse. But this build seems really good to me for $40. I thought that mouse originally was a lot more, but maybe that's just the current price going for it. So again, this one comes with a little wireless dongle. You can see there it's I can't get it to focus correctly, but it's 500 hertz. So we can unplug. I'll unplug one of these. The other mice. Put that in there, and boom! Immediately, please wake up or power on your device. That's the other nice thing about this mouse, is it actually has an on-off button on the back to help save your energy. Whoops! And I probably keep clicking those buttons, but it's not really doing anything. So there you can see it's green for on, and you saw before it was red for off. Real simple, straightforward. Logitech really doing a great job on that mouse. So there it is on the screen. I really like the feel of all these Logitech mice. I mean, mice in general have been, you know, any manufacturer is doing a pretty darn good job, but I just like the weight and build quality of these the Logitech mice. And you can't beat the prices. So in total, I spent $225, and I know that's a lot, but again, that's for 3 mice and 2 really good keyboards. I mean, these keyboards are probably gonna last, 15 years. I mean, I still have my Logitech G15, and that keyboard is 12 years old now, so, and that's still working good. But as your children get older, they'll be using PCs, and it's good to get them a nice keyboard, because let's face it, people are using these things every day for multiple hours a day, so you want to be comfortable and you don't want to get yourself hurt. One last thing I was going to show kind of was the, I guess how your phone would set in. That's an iPhone 6, and that's sitting in the Logitech G910. Okay, well that about wraps it up today for all these new Logitech devices.
Should we try these on?
Would you want to show that off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get the right mouse there. Okay, and let's see, how do we take this off? There you go. It's actually pretty simple. So this thumb rest is also the way you remove the backing. I don't know if that's a magnet in there, but it's a real simple hole, so it didn't make much of a snap. So as you can see, my son just put in some weight on the back there, and he can keep adding the weight, and it looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4 slots for it. And can you read what's on the weights, the numbers?
The numbers say
Kind of
6G. So
3.6G.
yeah.
So 3.6 grams.
Put all these in.
I don't know how to I mean, you can get a converter, obviously, to convert that to ounces, or
This one's a little bit heavier than this
pounds would be probably like point something. Okay, yep, so now you just made it a lot heavier, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now see if you can get this over it. See if you can get the cover back on it. Now watch what you're doing there. You got these slots there you got to put in first, okay? No, you just don't snap it in. There you go. Tilt it up. Push it down. See? And that's why it's good to be there with your children. Teach them how to use the device. That way they don't break the device you just spent money on. And that way you don't get angry and and they don't get sad that you're upset because they broke something. But see how easy that is, and now he'll know the next time. Why don't you take it back off, you practice it one more time. So I think you just pull up on that. Yep, see how easy that came off? And now you can get in there, pull out a weight for some reason. I don't think we're going to be doing this very often, because once you have your weight, I mean, you should be pretty happy with it. So, but even a young child can do this. Big thing with a lot of these devices is always pay attention to those like hinges or where things go in, because if you force something with plastic, it will break off. Alright, so here's the different mice side by side. See the Logitech G402, the Logitech G502, and the Logitech G602. So the biggest difference here being the wireless. And then we have the Logitech G410 keyboard, which also lights up just like the big brother Logitech G910. And they're both mechanical keyboards. I like the sound of the Logitech G910. It's a little clicky, but not like crazy loud clicky. You think both of them have the same? Yeah, they both have the
space bars.
Both space bars sound pretty loud, right? Maybe the G410 is actually a little quieter. But they both have a good tactile feel to them. And we'll see. You just have to play with these things and, you know, see how they feel for you throughout the year. It's hard to make a judgment early on. Alright, well thanks for watching this video. Hope it was informative, you know, about the devices themselves and the money you can save. You don't have to buy these things at full price. unless you're for some reason just have to get it. But these items are also great presents when your kids start getting older and it gets more difficult to buy them presents. Alright, well thanks, and we'll see you next time.